almost, well, lots of other places. And I learned so much from my students, as I did from Lester. But what I don't like about teaching English is when people ask what I do, and I have to tell them I teach English. And this poem is a giant, long, kvetch complaint about why I hate telling people I teach English. And it's called, I Hate Telling People I Teach English. I hate telling people I teach English, like last August. After they'd finished my bone scan, this combed-over mid-60s guy starts chatting about the novel he's written in his head. He only needs someone like me to work it up. He never liked punctuation, parts of speech, all that junk from junior high, and I couldn't get my printout fast enough to take to my GP, who likes to quote from his inspirational speeches to local luncheon clubs. He's determined to collect them in a book, though you need a good editor. Do I know any? And meanwhile, I've been waiting 57 minutes for help with recharging my sluggish thyroid. And I haven't met any doctors who like giving free advice about your daughter's milk allergy, or your friend's migraines, or the thumb you slammed in the stairwell door, splitting it open so badly your students interrupted your lecture on pronoun agreement to note you were dripping blood from your hand and, wow, what happened? But it's mostly at parties, I hate admitting, I teach English. I've never been quick enough to fudge, the way a Methodist minister friend says he's in support services, so he doesn't get called to lead grace. I guess I could dub myself a communications facilitator, but since I'm in the business of trying to obviate obfuscation, I own up, though I dread what I know what's coming. Oh, they say, I hated English, all that grammar. You won't like the way I talk, you'll be correcting me. And suddenly they need another Bud or Merlot, or they've got to check out the meatballs or guacamole over on the table. And I'm left facing blank space. No one who can even think about correcting my dangling participles. Once, when the computer guy was at the house, bent over my laptop trying to get us back online, he asked what it was I wrote. And when I told him poetry, said, ah, fluffy stuff. And I wasn't sure whether he was kidding or not, but I figured at least it was better than his saying he had a manuscript right outside in his Camry, and could I take a look? No hurry, but he knew it would sell. Could I tell him how to get an agent for his novel about his uncle moving to Arizona and running a thriving ostrich farm until the day hot air balloons took off a half-mile away and stampeded the birds, till all he was left with were feathers and bloody tangled necks on fence posts, the dream of making $2 million from those birds a haunting sentence fragment. But then, I think, I would never have wanted to miss the time a dentist, tapping my molars, asked if I'd like to hear him recite Chaucer's prologue to the Canterbury Tales in Middle English, which he did, while I lay back in the chair, open-mouthed, pierced to the root.